Honestly, Bobby, let's get right into it.
So let's do it, man.
This is episode 2 of the Center of Attention podcast. I'm joined with my friend, Bobby Evans.
What's going on,
Evans,
yo?
your last name, right? That's not just
Yeah,
Vince.
yeah.
Bobby Evans. Also known fondly on the Player's Choice podcast as Big Ox Bob.
That's me.
Man, pleasure.
Of
This is a hard man to get a hold of, so
course.
I won't tell you how much I'm paying him, but we're going to get money's worth today.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
No, I appreciate you coming on, Bobby. I wanted to shoot this podcast today for a number of reasons. Firstly, uh, for those that don't know, Bobby and I both on a podcast together, or
Mm-hmm.
we're on the same channel, Players
Mm-hmm.
Choice Podcast, and you've quickly become a fan favorite on there. Oh man,
My bad, yo.
oh man.
It's okay, I can don't worry about it, yo.
You need to take it.
No, I'm good.
You quickly become a fan favorite on there,
Yeah.
and not only am I going to piggyback off your fans that have come to watch here today, but you're an inspiring individual since I've met you. I don't know if it's just because you're quite older than me. You've passed on wisdom the few times that we have hung out, and I just thought the chats that we do have together.
Yeah.
I've always said whether it be poker or anything, we should podcast this. We should put it on camera.
Hey, man, I'm happy we finally got to do it. As far as Player's Choice, it's been a good thing to be a part of. I know you've been.
I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, I know you've been a part of it a little longer than I have, but it's good to go. I just appreciate my boys, Shaq and Ron putting me on, letting me be a part of it. I've enjoyed it fondly. I'm a self-proclaimed man of the people, you know what I'm saying? So just, it's been cool, but definitely enjoy, whenever we get to have our
My bad. We had to edit that little part out. As you'll see throughout the podcast, Bobby, a busy man, professional man. But you were just saying you're a man of the people. You love when we link up, we get these chats in, or when you catch up with the boys.
poker nights.
Poker nights, yeah.
Poker nights are
Poker
crazy.
nights. I wish that last poker night we had was just on camera.
That was epic.
Police got called.
That was epic.
The police did get called. Nothing crazy. We're just debating Will Smith and Chris Rock, who was right, who was wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we're on the same side on that one.
I don't think Will should have put his hands on that man, but whatever.
But we had some other tough men in the room.
They
was getting up there and slapping, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I don't know if I got to it before that last part. But another reason I wanted to have you on is you are a businessman. You're about your money.
Yeah.
You're about that paper, and I wanna talk about you, your life in general. But let's fast forward a little bit to how you became an entrepreneur businessman. And what plug your business for me. Do shout out.
Yeah, definitely. So just to start off, it's pretty much because basketball wasn't really wasn't gonna pay for me to live the life I wanted to live. My basically I've made some kind of bad decisions in college and whatnot, so I didn't really get to get out there and make the money I thought I was gonna make in basketball. So I went overseas. I was playing in Australia for a little bit. Shout out,
Yes, we got to talk about that for sure.
Shout out Australia. Had a great time down under, but it wasn't what I needed it to be financially. I had just had my second son that time, so came back home, and then my boys had started a self-made couture. Shout out self-made couture. So I got involved in that. I never thought I'd be doing anything in the fashion world, but it was they were starting something new, and I wanted to be a part of it. Just selling custom clothing, mostly formal wear for men. I personally specialize mostly in proms and proms and weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. I enjoyed enjoy that. When I was in Australia, I actually started training kids. Started my own training company called Left Field Athletics.
Okay, yeah.
Started that over there, and I was making more money training kids than I was playing basketball. I was making pretty decent money out there.
So let me rewind to you said you made bad decisions in school. Was that on the court? Was that the choices in schools? Was that off the court? Was that
Just
what would you say?
it's the same. It's not like I was getting in like major trouble. I was doing little dumb little dumb shit outside
Mm-hmm.
of school. I wasn't getting in like crazy trouble like catching cases or
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. I was more so just kind of I don't know. I probably was just because in high school I had the luxury to really just do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just never really was big on school, so I wasn't going to class. I was just went there for one reason. Went to school for really one reason. Play basketball and get with the volleyball team. you know,
And which one were you better at?
basketball, no doubt, no doubt. I'm pretty sure I'm a bad motherfucker on that basketball court. But
Would you say when you were younger you wanted to be a professional basketballer? Is that what you wanted to be when you were a
yeah,
kid?
no doubt, it wasn't a doubt.
And
But I guess I didn't. I wasn't. I didn't have the mindset then to realize like I had to get in the books.
hmm
That's why I always because obviously there's some cats like the John Walls of the world, the super 5-star athletes that can do
hmm
whatever they want. But I wasn't one of those guys. And after I left high school, I wasn't one of those guys.
hmm
So
so now that's interesting. We almost did a reverse. I left high school, went to America. You left college or slash high school and came to Australia.
mm,
Although, because when I was younger, I wanted to be a professional footballer.
hmm
I didn't achieve that dream. However, I'm comfortable in being able to look back and say, playing football got me a scholarship. It got me to California, traveling around parts of America, trying new things, meeting new people, playing football at the same time whilst
hmm
getting a diploma. For me, I didn't make it as a professional,
yeah,
but football did something for me.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
still feel that way?
Oh yeah, all my life because I was able to travel when I was younger, like just playing AAU ball.
hmm
So from the age of like 12, where I probably started playing AAU ball around like 10. But when I got to like 12, we started traveling more. I went to nationals out in New Orleans, so I got to see a lot of different stuff. Meet a lot of different people.
Doing that, did you play against some big names then? Some names, some perhaps household names today.
I mean, yeah, as I got older, when I was young, even when we went to New Orleans, like we were like 11, 12, so I don't really know those cats
Okay,
who was
yeah,
out there. I mean, there was some big name teams that were just the younger division of big name teams is like D1 Greyhounds, Atlanta Celtics, Texas Blue
yeah.
Chips. Of course, there was those teams, but at that time, I don't know. As I got older, yeah, in AAU in high school ball, I was playing against a bunch of cats that went through the NBA and you know a lot of guys. So definitely played some big names, but more importantly, as younger though, it was just traveling and seeing different things and seeing like how people live in the South and
hmm
different cultures at that point. And then, you know,
So you noticed these juxtapositions between the two different places or the different places you were going. Compared, you grew up in Reading, or was it in
Sacramento.
Sacramento?
I lived in all of Northern California. I lived as younger. I lived in Redding, lived in Chico, lived in Sacramento. Grew up in Northern California. Got
hmm
family all around Northern California, Los Angeles area. I was born down in L.A., but I grew up in Northern California, and
But
so
you were
yeah,
seeing the differences between California and the rest of America.
yeah,
Were you
yeah.
able? What would you? Although America has its big differences to Australia, what would
Mm.
you say was the most significant difference when you made that move to Australia? And what part of Australia was it in?
I was in Perth, Western Australia. Yeah,
There could be better places, but
really. So well, that's good because Perth was lovely. Yeah,
I'm trying to compare it. I mean, it's all beautiful, it's all
yeah,
lovely,
yeah.
uh, but I'm trying to compare it to. Oh, so you saw here in America, but wait till you see
Mm.
here. I think it's like if someone came. It is a tough one as well. It's like if someone came to Sacramento and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this is far out from outside of America." They're
yeah.
like, "Oh, this is nice," and then but they go down to LA or San Diego and they're like, "Oh,
Well,
it could really be this," you
well,
know?
I mean, as you know, Perth is mostly like it's a beach. It's a city right on the beach, and it's like Perth, as far as the water, the beach, the actual like sand, the beach life. It's like
Oh,
probably like San Diego on steroids.
laid back, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's cool. Like it's white sand, beautiful beaches. beautiful beaches, you know. But
Respectful.
yeah, you know, I loved it though. It was cool. Um, that was There's definitely a lot of differences. But as far as like if you were asking like when I was younger playing AAU ball,
Hmm.
you definitely see a difference because I would only really travel with my family like around California, you know, just visiting family and whatnot. We went to Vegas maybe and or Reno and stuff like that when I was younger. But other than that, I was traveling to playing basketball, and you meet teams from like Detroit, New York, Chicago, Texas, Tennessee, all those guys. So we, you know, we in the same hotel room, so we hanging out, we kicking it while we're younger, we're just running around,
Networking.
and so you know, yeah. So you meet a lot of people, and you kind of realize the difference, just the different ways people live, you know. So you get a lot of that, and just through basketball, I've met a lot of people that have benefited me after basketball. A lot of connections. And then my pops he was bad, you know, back in the day when he was hooping. So I'm still shit, still when I was in college and high school, I was going around meeting people that'd be like, "That's your dad." I'd be like, "Yeah." So then you know, it's
Oh,
just be
okay. Yeah.
meeting more people that way. Yeah. So
So you said you made these connections playing basketball, and then you obviously said earlier you made the connections with these friends you met in college that you started self-made couture with, or they had already established, but you got
yeah. So it was actually Ron. Ron played college ball up in Portland, and his one of his roommates they started it together and called Ron like, "Hey, you know," and me and Ron was together at the time. So they, you know, by calling him, Ron hit me like, "Yo, they want to, you know, do you want to be a part of it?" And actually, the guy that connected us in with the company, we ended up actually buying him out, so he's not even involved anymore.
okay. I think I remember you saying the other
Yeah,
day.
he actually had some other things he had rather do, which is respectable, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's not even involved anymore.
I'm trying to when arounds was there, because I think I noticed I love seeing your and Ron's entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the way you guys promote, you road run, you both are parents, but you somehow make it work. You're about your money, you're about your family.
Mm-hmm.
I got what you were saying the other day with Dub, by the way.
Oh yeah,
About
about
I got
going
what
to
you're saying with Dub.
what the Kyrie about going to work instead
About
of
yeah, and for those that don't know, with our argument on players' choice about whether about how Kyrie went to his sister's birthday or something.
yeah, he was at the party in the backyard or something. I'm not really sure the details, and I'm just like,
But you,
that's not a reason to not go to work, you
no,
know.
exactly. And I've my parents worked on my birthday. I worked on my parents' birthday. We're gonna get to the party. We're gonna get there, but we get that money first to pay for the party.
And that's my thing. We most definitely gonna get to the party.
You
So let's, cause you know, let's take care of business right now. And
know.
I wasn't always that way. I kind of mentally matured late, you know.
What as someone that's as trying to mentally mature myself, what was the turning point, or was there something you can put your finger on that snapped in your head that said, "Oh, I gotta change my way of thinking, my habits." What was that for you?
It was a lot of it was leaving the country. Just realizing like, oh, I can actually do that. Like it's easy. All you gotta do is get a passport, and there's nothing's far away because
It's
the
really just
airplane,
an
yeah,
Airbus.
the air, you know, that's 737 and 747 or private, however you're moving around. It's just boom, boom. I can get from here to Shanghai faster than I can drive from LA to Seattle. So you know,
You're right. You're right. That
why would not do that? So once I realized how close everybody in the world was, so I started traveling, started having kids, so I had started having responsibilities, um, a lot of Nipsey Hustle, a lot
uh,
of Nipsey Hustle, because that you know I learned more
hustle
listening
and
to,
motivate.
yeah, I learned more listening to Mailbox Money than I did in the year and a half I was in college.
That's
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
big
saying?
call.
Like
That's a
just
big shout.
because he would say stuff away, and I'll understand what he's rapping about.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Integrate vertically. What does that mean? You know? So I'm just like, okay. All the terms that I know, like just business wise, just different types of businesses. I'm like, okay, that's what that means. Integrate vertically. So I realized like, oh, I already got this in my head. I
Hmm.
already because I'm understanding everything that he's talking about in his rap. So I'm just like, I now I know the terminology to it. I start going to little like business seminars
Okay.
and just learning stuff like with the whole Amazon thing. I actually didn't make
About with the drop shipping.
the drop shipping, and
Okay.
even at that point, even when I was going to that, I dropped the ball on that. I was just like, man, I tried.
I think that wave may have not come
Kind
and gone, but
yeah, it
the
was.
people were big on it.
And it was. I was still. It was still kind of early. Could have got in there and
I
made a couple
wish over
dollars.
COVID.
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh, yeah, this. I mean, this is way before COVID.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
talking about 2017.
Oh okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I
2016.
wasn't on the.
2015. Like 2000. Probably it was a big change for me from 2013. It was a you know 3 4 year 5 year transition from probably 22 to 26 is where all that 4 years is where my mind was kind of
Mm-hmm.
becoming sharper because before that I did a lot of playing, I did a lot of bullshit, I did a lot of running around just bullshit, wasn't really taking nothing
Mm-hmm.
serious. I thought I just wasn't entitlement at all. It was more sense of arrogance. I mean,
Okay.
just arrogance.
It's like it's gonna get done.
Yeah, I'm just an arrogant motherfucker. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking like, nah, I'm that guy. Like whatever
Mm.
I say, however I want it, it's gonna happen.
I find myself playing the balance between self doubt and telling myself, oh, I can do this. Um, I want to go back to the part where you said that you went to it was leaving the country
Mm-hmm.
that helped you flick the switch
Mm-hmm.
in I go get my shit together. I've found since coming to America that the people I've been around, the people I've met, let's say yourself, uh, I've got a friend that opened a shoe store down in
Oh yeah.
Madeira, and just opened one in Merced. Shout out, Come Up Kicks, sponsor the show.
Check them out.
We I see this motivation, I see this hustle. I didn't see it as much in Australia, and and that's not to say I don't, because I have plenty of friends I could name them that do work hard and hustle. But there was something about coming and seeing the different demographics and cultures that they have in America as opposed to Australia, seeing that it's a different kind of hustle and struggle because they start say this is the starting point, they start there, and then they're going to hustle even more.
Mm-hmm.
And in seeing that, it made me go, oh, I've got to do something. I've got to do some shit.
I think Australia is more of like a laid back culture too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like a lot of more holidays. They take holidays more. I love that. Like just to kick it. I'm a beach bum. I'll kick it on the beach for
No,
a
no,
week.
no.
For
But I
a
feel
week.
like you would then, after that first week, you would then find a way to make money on
Yeah, but
that beach
that's
as
what I had
well.
to do out there. When I was out there, that's why I started my training program, and I was going
Mm-hmm.
5 days a week. That's what happened. So, and what I did was actually, I actually used Clay Thompson because I lost the state championship in high school. Clay Thompson, they came up to Sacramento and beat us for the state championship,
Okay,
and
yeah, that's
so
the one I heard on Players Choice the other day.
yeah, so I would kind of just talk about some of the NBA players I played against, show the little picture of me blocking Clay's shot.
Uh-huh.
They'd be like, "Oh, he has to know what he's talking about. He's American and he played against Clay Thompson." So, and I mean, I am a very good basketball trainer though. So once they came and they seen, oh, my kid is actually getting better, it's you kind of show them like, oh, here's me blocking Clay's shot,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of get them to want to come. But then after you see like, oh man, my kid is actually making
Actually
leaps and
get you.
bounds
Yeah, yeah.
better. So they were like, yeah, I'll pay. So if I'm charging $75 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I got it. So it worked out pretty good.
That's decent.
Yeah, yeah.
That's decent. That.
It was pretty good down there.
Have you considered getting into coaching? The collegiate level, higher club.
I with the I didn't get my degree. I didn't finish school, so you got to have some type of for the college level. So I'll go back to school and do that, then maybe. But I mean, I coached a little AAU out here. I coached coached some AAU, coached some middle school. Still do the training. Still train every spring and summer.
Because man, just think about it. You get a collegiate job with the self-made contour, you're gonna be the flyest coach in the league, man.
Of course.
Every game,
Well, I
different
mean,
suit.
nowadays the men's coaches don't even get dressed
Oh,
anymore. I
TF,
mean, what
TF throw
happened?
one on. TF put that shit on.
Who?
TF.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about like at the D1 level, and even in the NBA, coaches are walking in sneakers and warm ups. Like,
Yeah, Darvin
did,
Ham just be
yeah,
rolling out of
where
bed.
did gentlemen go? Put some clothes on.
Hey, you tell him. You
Son of
tell
time,
him where to find it.
you better get with self-made couture.
That's it.
We'll make it happen.
Get right, get with it.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing we try to do. try to get with because it's fully custom, fully fitted. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of guys like me, I can't get a suit off the rack that fits me right. So it's 17
I know
measurements.
that feeling.
Hey, I'll fit you like a glove. 17 measurements for the 2-piece, 19 for the 3-piece.
There we go. Now we're plugging. Now we're
Yeah, I
plugging.
mean it's simple. We also got a membership program too. We just started, so if you're a supplement member, you never got to shop again.
Oh my lord!
I got a package to you every first of the month.
You heard the man. Tap in, tap in. As I said, I came over. I saw people from different demographics, different walks of life, and although although I obviously my dad's black, but and I experienced some racism. I never experienced it day to day, every day, or anything like that. I want to know what it was like for you. Have you had bad experiences? Is it something you still carry around? Is it obviously it's still an racism still an ongoing issue, but do you think it's getting better in America? Or do you think it's the same, but now we have social media, we have smartphones, we have people can write in the chat messages, anything they want, and it's
Yeah,
just seen more like that now?
yeah, yeah. I don't think it's gotten no worse. I don't think it's gotten any better. I think it's just what it is. A lot of people say like, oh, when Donald Trump came office, like racism got worse, but I just think it's more so just being on the social media aspect of it. Bugging.
This dog, come here, shut up, dog.
Yeah,
You
I
you
would.
you
So
don't think
yeah,
it's gotten worse?
nah, I think it's just more cameras. Um, when initially like back in the day, you only live your life. You know, nowadays you live 100 people's lives because you're following their every move on social media. So that way, it's like now I deal with 100 people's problems
You're
basically.
vicariously
Yeah,
receiving their
yeah.
racism.
So and to some people, because social media is so real life for a lot of people nowadays, where it's like they actually feel like they're feeling what this person's feeling. They're like, even if they've never experienced something firsthand, they feel like I've experienced because I watched this person's live or I watched
Hmm.
this person's
I,
story or
I I even I even find that
reel
as well.
or
You
whatever.
do see, obviously, I shot that last podcast with Alp, and something we spoke about was the devastating footage you do see on there, and it
Hey,
does make you
that's fucked up.
it makes you depressed. It does
Yeah,
get you
that's
down when you
fucked
see
up.
that. You get caught in a
Uh,
spiral.
so for me, I don't really. I know racism is everywhere, and I just don't really trip over it. Like,
Let me ask you two quick questions then. Do you think what do you think of Black History Month, and what do you think of the phrase black entrepreneur? Do you think the phrase black entrepreneur is empowering because it shows the struggles that black people, African Americans, have to go through in America or worldwide? Or do you believe it's pointless? Why do we have to put black entrepreneur? They're just it's just an entrepreneur. Highlighting it just signifies a separation or something like that.
hmm, it's a good question, Louis. Um, I mean, I don't think it's a negative thing. I think some people need that. Like some people,
Need
some a
reminding?
lot of people need that. It's motivational, to highlight the fact that there's the first black woman this or that, whether it's an executive at these top companies or a fighter pilot or just a commercial pilot, whatever, whatever it may be. I think that's good for you know for young black girls to see that black girl magic, black girls rock,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a fact. My sisters, they're going crazy right now, so you gotta. I think you gotta highlight that. But some people don't like it. Some black folks, some white folks don't like it. They're like, oh, that makes it seem like whatever. Whatever their argument
Mm-hmm.
is, it's a goofy argument. If it doesn't hurt you, if it doesn't
It
hurt you, it's
really
no
is.
big
It
deal.
really is a goofy argument.
Yeah, I think it's a goofy argument either way. Either way you spin it, it's like and it's not hurting nobody. Black History Month. I mean, it's America, so we're never gonna get that love because it's America. So they give us the shortest month
It
in the
is
year.
crazy that they give the shortest
I
month.
think that's blatant. Like America is an evil place.
I said Black History Month on the footy show, like on the first thing of
Yeah,
the Mars. Like, is it? It's an American
I
thing.
mean
It's
every month is Black History
yeah,
Month.
it
Every
does.
day is, but I I mean, we all know the history of America. We can
Mhm.
all, a lot of us can pretend like it's not what it is, but they know who built this country,
And
So
it's a crazy the history. It's not that long ago. It's in our parents' lifetimes.
it's not history. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
going
still
on
going
today.
on.
It's not
It's
history.
in our lifetimes.
I mean, there's a prison in Mississippi or Alabama. I think it's called Parchment Prison, and it used to be a plantation. They turned it into a prison, and I might misquote this. I might or misstate this fact. They stopped using whips in the late '70s. I think '79. They stopped using whips on their prisoners in '79. You see, the '79 are like 80 something, but it was.
Either way, that's
Mhm.
insane.
So you can't tell me slavery is gone.
Well,
But my
I don't
thing,
know
I
if you've
like
seen.
like I was saying earlier, it's just kind of like I don't really trip off it unless it really affects like, people saying the N word or whatever they say, whatever they do. That don't count as racism to me because that shit don't affect me. Like I don't care. Like yeah, some people will get mad. Some people will be ready to fight you. Some people will be ready to kill you about that. I'm like, I don't care what nobody says. Like as long as you don't, as long as it doesn't directly affect us, it doesn't hurt us in any way.
I
That's
actually do feel a way.
that shit don't really. It's I mean it's definitely racist. You're definitely racist, but like this is America. You know what I'm saying? You actually have the right to be racist. It's not against the law to be racist, but I just feel like if you're hurting somebody, that's different. You can feel however you want to feel about anybody.
Hmm.
I don't care how you feel about people. So that's why we get sidetracked by that shit. And it's like we got too much time is too valuable. We got too much, or we don't have enough time to be worried about how people feel about us and what they say and what they write. If they don't put their hands on you and your family, if they don't hinder you from feeding your family, then we shouldn't really trip off that. Cops killing us, killing anybody, that's unarmed that's
You know, just take it.
unacceptable. Voter suppression in any facet, that's unacceptable. Um, Not hiring people for jobs because of who they are, what they look like, who they love, that's unacceptable. Hindering people's lives in any way is unacceptable. But
Hmm.
driving down the street talking about nigger,
No,
I don't
I
care
used
about
to I
that
used
type of
to
shit, bro.
feel
I don't care about that shit.
I used to feel some kind of way, and I used to pull people up, and I still do when I see people just saying it out of pocket or out of line, even if it's not in. I'm like, you don't need to say that, you know. But I find myself more just remembering now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that says a lot about that person, you know, like, and in the rankings and the scalings of how you judge the people around you. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, like
that's
I feel you, bro. Life is too serious, bro. Life is too serious, and
yeah. I can't.
it's people out here fighting for their lives. Like I don't got time to worry about none of that shit. I'm really trying to, you know, trying to do something,
Do
you
something
know.
positive. If everyone's gonna be
Yeah,
negative, you
of
do something
course, do
positive.
something positive, do something major. Like I'm just a regular person, so I got to work hard
Hmm.
to make something happen. I can't really just worry about bullshit because that's what it is, Louis. It's really bullshit, bro. It's
To
really bullshit.
distract us
And
from.
on top of that, so one thing that Fred Hampton tried to teach us before they murdered him, and the main reason they murdered him was because he was trying to teach us that it's not really about black and white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they call us niggas, but they call broke white folks niggas too. It's really a social thing.
Okay, yeah, I seen Dave Chappelle.
They trying to keep us down here. They're not worried about if you're black, white. If you're white and live like a lot of black folks live, which we have a lot of prominent black folks in America. Let's not act like it's just like a lot of people try to associate black with brokenness, and that's not what it is. I mean, um, percentage wise, and average wise, yeah, there's a disparity in income in the black household and the white household and the minority household and the white household, of course. But there's a lot of black folks out here doing it, really doing big things,
Hmm.
and I think we should really, really shine a light on that. Shine a light on the young brothers and sisters that's going to school, getting their degrees. Not so much always talk about negative things. Actually, Euro made a very big point about that last night on Dub's World. I don't know if
He
you
was on Dub's World last night. I was begging Dub to
yeah.
do a Dub's World. Oh,
Those
I
world
should
was
have
lit.
jumped
It
up.
was lit
You was
last
on
night.
there?
I was on there.
Oh, I'm
Ron,
mad now.
it was me, Ron, J
Don't tell me
Rob,
J Rob. Oh,
Ron, J Rob, Euro, Gabe,
I
and
said, Gabe, if you watching this, I told you to tell me if they're doing a Dubs World. I'm upset with him.
yep, Gabe and but so Euro was talking about just in the plantation, how black mothers will always speak down on their sons so that the master would think that they were weaker. So say things
Hmm.
about them negatively to not shine light on what they, what their the positives, because
Yeah.
any strong young men would most likely be taken away from their mothers to, maybe be sold or work on the field, whatever. I'm not sure, but so he made a good point about how a lot of black mothers are still doing that, and it's just kind of fucking us up, like how in our heads.
Did he use any examples of what made him say that?
I'm pretty sure just because he learned. Oh no, you know what? My bad. That wasn't Yo. That was J Rod. That was J Rod.
It sounds like
Yeah, that
something
was
J
J
Rob would
Rod. That
say.
was J Rod. I'm sorry, that was J Rod. He because that's what he measured in college. He learned about it in school, and he was kind of, he was talking about that. Yeah, that was J Rod for sure.
Now he can really go on. He can really go on some nice little runs.
Hmm.
He said some beautiful stuff. Something I found beautiful. Uh, I had been saying how my dad was black on a Dubs World one time, and I threw up this fist. I went like that, and then Gabe and Dub just died laughing,
Yeah.
and we were all laughing. But after I got off the stream, J Rob continued to say like, "Nah, people need to not laugh." Like Louis, although he may not look it, he's got black blood in him,
Hmm.
and sometimes, and I think he was talking about people that like maybe some people like Blake Griffin more, who maybe is
Yeah.
slightly darker than me or something, or more
Yeah.
black features than I. But what he was saying, I really agreed with, and
Yeah.
I felt that way. And so shouts out to you, J Rob.
Yeah. So yeah, getting kind of back to it. What
You were
was it?
saying mothers
Yeah. Yeah.
talking
So
bad, and that you saying we need to shine a light on
yeah,
black
that's right.
excellence, and that's what we're doing today.
Shine a light on that instead of so much, negativity. But um, so I'm going back to, it's a class thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Hmm.
class thing. So yeah, if you compare the household, there's this disparity in income. So we basically got to do something. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Got to do something
What do you think about reparations? How would that work?
It's not getting no reparations, bro. Come on.
It's just about an equal stuff. No, no, no. I know it's not. I know it's not. I
Yeah,
just meant on the topic because
these white
I
folks
seen
are,
Boosie. I seen Boosie talk about it, and I was
oh
like,
my,
I don't know how that's gonna go down, Boosie.
if the American government did the right thing and gave reparations to descendants of slaves, bro, it'd be a war, bro. It'd be some shit, bro. It would be a war. I'm telling you, it wouldn't. I'm not talking about on the internet, which is the most
There'll
war
be a
now.
civil war.
It'd be some shit. And they know that. We know that. We don't really give a shit. They need to run some reparations
I
in some form or fashion. In some form or fashion, it doesn't have to be like the Native Americans with the cash. Some form of fashion, because for that 40 acres in the mule never came. So that 40 acres in the
hmm
mule, we were all so, and that, come on, bro, it's not
yeah.
happening. It's not happening.
It's.
We deserve it, but it's not happening.
Would you like another
You
drink?
in a minute, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this America is an evil place, and they can keep lying and trying to not teach our kids history no more. But we know who built this country, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, between African slaves getting that free labor. If you do the math on that free labor alone, that's I'm talking about the back pay for that. Uh, it's crazy. You think about
Crazy
and then,
overtime.
and then there's definitely other minority groups. I'll definitely probably miss some, and y'all don't get upset with me about it. But you think about the black and the Chinese and the blacks that were on the railroad,
Hmm.
bringing the civilization from the east to the west on a railroad alone, and all the money the railroad has made.
I'm sure someone's figured out a figure.
Oh,
You
you
couldn't put
can't
a possible.
accurately put a
No,
number on it, and the number is so big that, oh, you think about all the commerce on the railroads,
that was
on the
created. Yeah,
railroads. Those railroads were built. Of course, there was hundreds of white folks on the railroads too. You know what I'm saying? Poor white folks, poor Irish, and they deserve a little something from that too. But I mean, it's the free labor from the cotton fields to the sugarcane fields down in Louisiana, and the tobacco farms, the
It
railroad.
couldn't possibly. It'd probably take whatever number we come up with each year, not just like a one sum payment. It would be like insane.
Oh, and
It's
there's more too. The damn near free labor that was getting in that was getting in the factories up in Chicago and Detroit and in New York and St. Louis. There was huge factories, and black folks. You know, a lot of black folks left slavery in the South and went to the North, and it was just as bad. You know what I'm saying, it's just as bad because now it's like, yeah, you're not a slave, but I'm barely paying you nothing.
mm-hmm.
How you can earn your wages? It was pretty bad up north too. So you think about if you somehow somebody has a magic calculator and can actually put that number together.
Out of this world.
Nah, bro, that's not. That's and there's more. There's a lot more.
Okay, but I think there is definitely room for socially today to. It still shouldn't be this bigger division. But I think you're onto something when you say it's about a class thing, because I'm obviously not going to try and repeat the joke because I'll butcher it. Or it wasn't even a joke. It was something Dave Chappelle had said. Uh, he went to a voting.
Oh yeah,
You know the one I'm talking about, where he says, "Trump don't hate me.
yeah.
He
Hates
hates
you.
you guys because you're poor." And that's the first thing I thought about when you started to bring out that story, because it's right. It is
Yeah,
about a class thing. Trump love rich people. It's not about. It's not necessarily
yeah,
about. If you're rich, you're gonna shake your hand. That's for
yeah.
sure.
There's a lot of people that dislike minorities, but there's also a lot of people that just dislike broke people. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Think about it though. That's what rappers rap about too.
Which part?
Rappers in chains, they in their chains, they got their fly shit on, and they rapping about broke people. Most of their streams and people that buy their CDs is the people that they're rapping about,
Hmm.
and
And
we
idolize
love
them.
that shit. Our culture loves that shit, bro.
This dog's crazy.
You trying to knock it
Knock the
over?
camera. That's insane.
He wouldn't do that. Yeah, bro. People love that shit. They eat that shit up. They buy it every day, and then they listen to it, and the rappers on there talking about them.
So I'm gonna transition to. I'm gonna use the music thing as a segue, just for the people at home, because I'm hoping some players' choice people watch this, some supporters, some listeners, or anyone for that
Yeah,
point.
anybody, yeah, that's
Uh,
bad.
so I want them to know Big Ox. What's some music? What does Big Ox like to listen to? And you can't just give me. If you're gonna tell me everything, I want to say what kind of moods for what music. Then with R&B, who you putting?
I
You know,
listen to. I like a lot of R&B. Um, Anita Baker, the Rapture. That's probably the best album. It's a top 10 album all time, and it's definitely not 8, 9, or 10. Anita Baker. I like listening to some Sam Cooke. Um, yeah, of course, I listen to a little. I'm not as much as I used to, but like rap and hip hop. Of course, I like to listen to Nas.
do you like any of the new stuff?
Nah,
You don't like Drake?
I don't listen to Drake. I mean, it's just like there's two. The music I already listen to. It's like how do I have time to listen to Drake? I'm listening to
Are we
Jada.
listening?
I'm listening to Jadakiss or Nas or you know what I'm saying, some R&B or some.
If
I am a feminist, but I'll still listen to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying?
it's the
Like,
remix to
hey
Ignition.
man, TP2 is goaded.
Hey, it's I'm
I
not gonna
can't turn that
sort it
off.
out, but if it
Yeah.
comes on shuffle, I'm not about to skip it.
Nah, I'll put TP2 on.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
playing that. You know the shit he did. That
He's
was.
Robert Kelly to you. That's R. Kelly that did the crap. You know
Hey,
Robert.
I don't know about nothing. I mean, whatever he did, it was terrible. It was terrible. But TP2 is not coming out the playlist. TP2 is not coming out the playlist, bro. It's not happening.
If you could live, and I'm gonna ask it for two categories. If you could live the life or the lifestyle that is the perceived lifestyle of any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? If you could have their career or live their lifestyle.
Mm. Definitely be one of them rock stars. Would definitely be one of them rock stars. A drummer,
Like
a
a Mick
drummer.
Jagger sort of.
Yes, it would be. Yeah, it would be one of those rock stars. You know. Yeah,
Now,
I'm with that rock star shit. I
you do
like that.
you do like your sports, and we can talk a bit about that. But I want to know, what sports player would you want their career? Do you
Have
want to
want their
be
career?
yeah? Do you want to be Michael Jordan, or do you want to be Dennis Rodman? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Do you want to
Michael
be
Jordan.
LeBron James, or you want to be James Harden?
Not James Harden. He don't play no defense.
You know what I'm saying?
So you mean like live the life that I assume they live off the court, or just have their career as
Yeah,
well?
you get both. So
I
you
get
get
both.
Dennis Rodman's off court, but you also get the rings. But Michael
Yeah.
Jordan, you just get the rings. You don't
Well, no, I
necessarily
mean,
get.
Mike.
He
Shit,
had a good life.
don't think Mike didn't have some fun.
No, but Dennis Rodman's
Yeah.
the
Dennis Rodman was wild. He was on some rock star shit. So I
North
would
Korea.
definitely go. I would definitely go. Shit, fuck my career. What about Carmen Electra?
Oh
Like,
yeah, Madonna,
Madonna. What about that?
prime
I would.
Madonna.
I would rather because Dennis Rodman went on the court and still got it done. If he would have had that party lifestyle and like a guy like Gronk, Dennis Rodman, they
Okay.
party and they still get it done.
hmm
So I can respect it. I can
Neymar.
respect it. Neymar,
That's what I had this.
I didn't know Neymar was a big party guy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he gets put.
Yeah,
He likes a beer, I
yeah.
reckon. Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely. I mean, what? How many rings Dennis got? Dennis got four,
Three,
three or
four.
four. He got enough to where it was a good career because he got those rings with the Pistons. He got them. Yeah,
Oh shit, he at least
yeah.
got.
And I think he get. No, he didn't. He didn't get one with the Spurs. No, he didn't. But he got five. Dennis got five rings.
Yeah,
Dennis got five rings. Yeah, Dennis got five rings. Come on.
Jordan can keep that six, and
Yeah,
you
6'5"
and
shit.
you get Madonna.
I'll take. Man, yeah, I like that. I like that rock star shit. So
Yeah, I like
I'm
that as well.
definitely
I
with
like
that.
that. I like that.
I like to party, bro.
Hey, I like the party.
Yeah, I like to party. So
Now
I'm
we'll
definitely
come
with
back
that.
to that party. I wanna that party topic. I wanna talk
Speaking,
about sports real quick.
I throw parties. I host events.
You do. Bobby, for those that don't know, hosted two gentlemen's clubs here in buttfuck nowhere, Redding, California,
Yeah, it was
and it's
crazy.
successful.
Very successful. A
That
good
shit smell
turnout.
like badussy,
Nah, hell nah.
butt, dick, and pussy.
Hell nah. It was fresh. There was lovely ladies in there. They were in there smelling lovely. It was a great day. It was great. Shout out to All Stars. They are amazing. If you
I
ever
saw
need,
some clips that look good.
yeah, if you ever need an event, call Tooch, call the All Stars. They will,
Any
the
links you want
lovely.
in the description, let me know. I'll just throw them in there.
Right on, lovely ladies. Lovely ladies. Never any drama. Don't got to worry about nothing. They just come handle business. Best party throwers. They have a good time.
What would you say is the three main things to a successful party?
Three main things to a successful party. First is security.
Okay.
Security is number one. So, first, most successful is security, music, women.
Okay. Now, what are the three most important things if you're attending a party?
Water,
Come on,
water,
that's after.
water. You gotta hydrate. Well, I mean, look, I'm 32 now, so when I was younger, but still, I wish I would have hydrated more then too. I'm telling you, water. So if you're attending a party, water, money. Bring your ones to my parties. So party, I mean, water, money, and just
We can't say it. We can't say it. There's something else. You should just come prepared with.
yeah,
I would say.
bring that because it's not gonna be at the party. So
We're professionals.
yeah, professional.
Now, just going back to the sports
Yeah,
topic,
you got it.
is Sacramento winning an NBA championship in the next 3 years?
That's up to Keegan Murray. That's up to Keegan Murray. I can't call it. I think we got the code. We already have the sports culture in our fan base. We got the most loyal fan base of all time.
Have to. You have
It's
to
been
stick
rough.
around for that long.
So I would say, yeah, we got the fan base, we got the coaching, we got the culture over there. We have De'Aaron Fox, we have DeMontis Sabonis. It's up to Keegan Murray. If Keegan Murray goes, yeah. If he stays the same, lucky for him, Trey Lyles and Harrison Barnes are there, so he can kind of just keep doing his thing and
hmm
getting better. But he's got to take 2 steps forward. He's got to take 2 steps forward and get consistent. All he has to be is all you got to do is just study Jason Tatum. If Keegan Murray can kind of get on some Jason Tatum type game, I could oh yeah. If so, I don't think Keegan Murray is gonna be as good as Jason Tatum, but he could get close if he can get to Jason Tatum caliber of basketball. But we'll be the favorites in 2 seasons, easy.
Okay.
Because I mean, Demontis is he's not gonna get worse. He's gonna be this good for the next 6 7 seasons. Darren Fox
How
is
old
gonna.
is Sabonis?
He's somewhere between 26 and 28, I believe. He's not he's still young.
It's still good time.
He's still
Do you
young.
feel like we judge everyone's finish line by LeBron nowadays? Like, oh,
That's not fair.
he got 38. Like 38's the retiring age now. Something.
No, and on top of that, I don't like the idea that 38 is old. I don't like the idea that 38 is old. I mean, it's 38-year-olds out here running marathons and triathlons. 38 is not old. It's just the NBA trying to get them out of there to get the young guys in. Those guys can still ball. Katino Mobley's still balling, and he's somewhere probably in his late 40s. So you can play ball if you want to. It's just about taking care of your body. Tom Brady's out there still playing football. He's 50, so.
He built like someone's uncle. It's crazy that he's done it at the level for so long.
Yeah, shout out Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he carried.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say
That'd be
that.
pretty blasphemous, no? What do you think about Patrick Mahomes being considered top 3 already?
That's
A
ridiculous.
lot of people on Gridiron, they be caping for.
I mean, my football knowledge. I guess my football knowledge really isn't up to par like that for me to really say that it's crazy. But I think that's nuts. I mean, and then people put him over Peyton Manning. He's not better than Peyton Manning. I don't think so. He probably he's so young. It's kind of like a Giannis thing. Like
They
just
include his
let him
ceiling in
finish.
there.
Yeah,
I feel that
yeah.
people include
Let
their
him finish
ceiling.
his career. Let's see what happens after.
They do that in all sports though, because I feel like they do that with Mbappe and people like that. They include in the conversation. Oh, when they did the Luka and LeBron comparison,
Yeah, that was nuts.
they're comparing that Luka's ceiling compared to what they already know about LeBron.
Yo, sports fans are just thirsty. They're just impatient and thirsty. It's like you can't wait to do this. Like, let's talk about something realistic. Like, you can wait a couple more seasons to start putting these guys in these
On
categories. You
pedestals
see
and
somebody like go crazy for 2 seasons. It's like we've seen this before. Like, what about Gilbert Arenas? Gilbert Arenas had 3 remarkable seasons, and I mean,
where he at? Where is he playing for now?
Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is a podcast. He's not in the
Oh,
NBA
there
no
we
more.
go.
Yeah. But
There you go.
but I mean, well, he's older anyway. I don't
Mhm.
think even if he would, he was playing back, back in the day. So he's older over the hill anyway. But I mean, Gilbert Arenas was a bad motherfucker.
Where and where's home for you now? Seattle, Portland,
Portland.
Portland.
Yeah, I still got a spot in Reading too, but I'm mostly in Portland.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
in Seattle a lot. We just opened a store, downtown Seattle, Fourth and Pike. Come check us out.
Come slide.
Yeah, come check us out. We also got the other store in Cleveland, Ohio. So if you're in the Ohio area, make sure to look us up. Self-Made Couture.
One more time.
Self-Made Couture.
There we go.
Cleveland, Ohio. Check us out.
I'm
Seattle. Check us
I'm
out.
gonna segue off that Cleveland thing. Did you see what happened in Ohio, Cleveland, with the toxic waste, the truck that fell?
Somebody brought that up last night. I didn't see that.
Oh, a truck's. I wish I could pull up a photo, but a truck's fallen over, and it fell with toxic waste chemicals on it, and then there's like a black ring
Really, when did that
around,
happen?
like over the like. I think it happened before the Super Bowl, but no one really talking about it. I saw a journalist getting arrested for
Oh, it's got to be some bad shit on there,
yeah,
huh?
and then
Did they evacuate?
I think
I'm
they
sure.
might have because it looks bad.
Even if they didn't evacuate,
It
I'm
looks
sure
like a
the people
movie.
there were like, "I'm getting out of here."
It looks like a movie.
Really?
Uh,
I'm gonna look that up
I'm
because
gonna send you a
that's
photo
interesting.
after
Yeah,
this
that's
for
interesting.
sure. The other thing was, what do you think about these balloons or these unidentified objects?
But I don't know what you're talking about.
You're lying. You're not seeing this, this balloon. The balloon. There's a balloon going over America that they're saying was a Chinese satellite balloon for days. They didn't shoot it down, and I think once it got over the ocean, they shot it down. But then there's been one spotted over Canada,
Nah,
and
look, that shit is just some. That's some.
No,
You know what I'm
this
saying?
one. And let me tell you this one as well. And this one legit. This one legit. So over near Hawaii,
Like,
there
hold
was
on.
like green lasers spotted over Hawaii, like
Hmm.
a wall of green lasers. I swear down, like over the ocean near
Yeah.
Hawaii. My
Are you a
friend,
conspiracy theorist? Do you get into that?
I'll listen to him.
Okay, okay.
It's like an entertaining story, and I'll be like, oh damn, that kind of does sound not too that doesn't sound too wrong. Um, but my friend then sends a video in the group chat outside his bedroom in Australia. There was like a weird green laser. Like he sent it in the group chat, and I was like, we then sent the articles, and he's like, yeah, it looked like that. Like, what the fuck is this? It's either Elon Musk, the Chinese guy has something to do with this.
Man,
Because
I don't know. Well, going
the
back to the,
Russians are busy.
oh, come on. Well, I mean, no, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna leave Vladimir alone. Um, but I mean, but those balloons, whatever it's talking about, like, come on, bro. If that was something serious though, that we got to get shot, they're not gonna let anything come into American airspace that they don't want to come to American airspace. That shit is getting shot down on the eastern seaboard, like
I bet
quick.
people talk about aliens and they go, "Oh, well, if they're aliens, what you think they would let us see them?" No, they're going to have cloaking technology. You think when we're finally able to make it to a planet that
Mm-hmm.
has other people on it, that we're just going to be happy to get there? An invisibility
Yeah.
cloak isn't going to be in the works. You know what I mean?
So what people assume is that if there is a extraterrestrial life out there, whatever it may be, people assume that it's like
Aggressive.
what they see, what we see on TV, what they're making in sci-fi movies. And then some people will be like, "Oh, he's dumb. He doesn't know what he's talking about. They have the aliens in Area 51, and they're basing the movies off of that or whatever." I don't know about none of that shit, bro. I don't. I believe that somewhere, if because we learn in science, they show how big and how vast the universe is.
Mm-hmm.
It would be naive of me to think that this is the only planet that got life on it. But why would I assume that they're any more intelligent
Are you a
than
religious
us?
man?
Um, Somewhat. Yeah. I mean, I went to church a lot growing up. I believe in God. But I'm more. Yeah. I
Do you pray?
I do pray. Not as much as I should, probably.
I'm not that you asked, but I'm not necessarily a
Not that I, yeah, Louis. Not that I give a fuck, but go ahead. No,
not that anyone asked, but uh, I I was my both my two of my grandparents have masters in theology.
oh,
My
really?
parents aren't religious,
Mm.
but I had to go to Sunday school, and I almost got kicked out of it when I was younger.
What'd you
Like this
do?
is below the age of 5. I think I took a shit in the playground. I was just
Uh,
kicking over people's
yeah,
sandcastles
but
and
shit,
that.
I know you was a badass little kid.
I
So
was apparently,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And like even in primary, like little like before high school and in high school, I would get in a lot of trouble, but nothing that you could just for my mouth,
Yeah,
not for
yeah,
swearing, just talking.
yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like that was my issue in school. But what is I'll just use it as a segue. What is school like in America? What was school like for you? Did you enjoy going to school? Do you look back and you're like, damn, I wish I could go back. That shit was fun.
um, only thing I would say, oh, I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back to take it more serious.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
And
Shit, but
you do preach that to people now. You did that on Open Gym just before you told that guy, hey, stay in the books. You're
oh
right.
yeah, always anybody. I'm always telling anyone when I'm out, kids leaving school, and always tell them, do your homework. Go make sure you get that homework done. Cause I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm a prime example. I'm a prime example of that. Should have just pay attention. Go to school. Do it. I mean, you wasting. You what are you going? Why would you waste 7 hours of your day? We spend so much. You got to think now. That's a math equation we can actually do. How much time by the hour did I spend at school in my life from 5 or 4 to 17? You know what I'm saying? I
I
was at
might
school
start
so much.
crying if we figure out
Yeah,
that.
I was in school from 4 to 17, 4 to 19 if you count the college years. Um, fuck was I doing? Why would you waste that much time?
Mhm.
Chasing girls. Like that's what I mean. I woke up. I used to wake up early and get to school, and especially in high school, I used to wake up early And I wouldn't be excited about school, but I'll always be like, man, that's where the girls is at though. Like, and I got to go to basketball practice, so I'm going. I'm
Okay.
definitely going to school, but like I'm not gonna do nothing when I get there.
Mhm.
You know, cause so I had a block schedule. We have four periods, and after so it's 2 periods, lunch, and then 2 periods. Third period is like my nap time. Like I'm about to go to sleep. I'm just gonna take a nap because I practice. So on the varsity team, we practice last. I don't live by the school, so after school, I'm not getting home till like 12:30 midnight. So
Damn.
I'm not getting a lot of sleep. Yeah, I will be at the schoolhouse from
The
you know
hooping?
well not so my mom, so we lived um so first we lived in like in North Sac, and I would go to school in Sac High. That's in Oak Park, and my mom worked in Roseville, so she would drop me and my
Mhm.
brother off in the Oak Park area, and then go to work in Roseville. So she had to drop us off like real early.
Mhm.
So school might start. I don't know, but I'll be there probably like an hour before school
Teachers
started.
just thought this kid locked in.
Nah, I'm not. I wasn't gonna be at the school. I'll probably
Yeah,
just
yeah,
walk. Go meet one of my boys down the street. We used to smoke and shit before school, so we just hang out, and then and then after that, I mean, I'm not gonna go home and come back for basketball practice. So I would, just be hanging out after school. Maybe go to one of my boys' house, or one of the girls. Go hang out with them. Do my extracurricular activities.
Yes, sir.
And then then go to practice at like 6. And
What would you say is the biggest misconception about yourself that you think people may have?
damn, boy, that's good. I don't know.
Like
Um,
when do you ever find someone talking to you and after they've actually sat down and spoken to you for 5, 10 minutes, they're like, you know what? You're actually being serious when you say stay in school, read the books. You're not talking shit. You're actually being genuine when you say that,
yeah,
you know?
oh yeah, that's. I mean, I could say that. I think sometimes people just think I'm just just talking shit. But I really just try my hardest to be a positive person, because I don't, like going back to kind of like the culture, the music, whatever. It's a lot of highlights of negativity and destruction. I don't like to highlight any of my destructive ways, my destructive days.
Hmm.
Just when I was just being destructive, because if you're not being positive, you're being negative. And so I don't like to highlight anything destructive. I'm only trying to be motivational and constructive.
Hmm.
You know, like I told J Rob and
Keep that uncovered if you can,
like
sir.
I told J Rob and Euro and them last night, like it only takes a couple special people. You know what I'm saying? It only takes 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 special people to link up and really work hard. And you know, shit, bro, shit. You just link up, make something happen. Dream super big. Dream super big. Don't play yourself cheap, because we got David Goggins, right?
Hmm.
Stay hard.
Hmm.
But he really highlights that. Like we probably put in 40%. If you're really serious like that, bro, you like we are really some bad motherfuckers. Like I always think about what I would in like in certain times of my life, and when I was just bullshitting but still actually getting stuff done. And I'm like, damn, what could I have done if I was really putting
Hmm.
100% in? Like if I was actually really trying, what could I have done? So I just don't want to ask myself that question anymore. Now it's like, nah, just go hard, because that's probably the worst feeling in the world, is to be like, damn, I was doing that shit and I wasn't even trying, bro.
Hmm.
You know, like even like, so we on sport. We could talk about keep it like on some basketball hoop type shit. Like shit's so easy, bro.
No,
Like when you're not trying, it's like,
you're honestly speaking to me, and it's actually part of the reason I wanted to create my own podcast and have
mm,
this. In you saying that, it does reinforce something that is in the back of my head, that you're not trying hard enough, you're not doing
yeah,
enough. I have people say to me, damn, what you get up so early, or you go to the gym, you do this, or how do you have time for this? Maybe not currently, because I don't have a job,
mm,
but people do say that, and I have a voice in my head saying, like, there's someone else. It's cliche, but someone else working harder. I see the old people that are at the gym before I get there at 6, and
mm,
I'm like, they was up before me, that.
yeah,
And then you saying that, and we spoke the other day about players' choice, and you started talking about some of the projections and what it could be, and I can see in what you were saying just before in that conversation we had, in this, that aim big, go big.
Mm.
It's gonna be big. Tackle like it's
Yeah.
big. And even in the 10, 13 days, I think that since I last saw you, you you told me I'm gonna be on open gym more, and I'm gonna be nasty on the panel. So I don't want to out your thing, but that's what you know. That's your and
Definitely got
you haven't been nasty. You could be nasty on the panel, but you've been on open gym more. You're already a
yeah.
host with Chill. As someone said today, you see in the comments, someone said, Bobby, when's Bobby going to be on a panel? I was like, Bobby on Player's Choice, Bobby on the panel,
Mm.
Bobby have Chill, and Bobby
Yeah.
on open gym.
Yeah, shout out Ron. Shout out my brother, man. That's
He doing it.
man, Ron really Shaq, I can't man, those are my boys. I've been knowing them since I was like 18. They really did something crazy. Like when I heard about it, I was just kind of like, okay, that's cool, Shaq, I see you, Like I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was gonna be something fun, but then when Ron really got heavily involved, and it was just kind of like, me and Ron, we together a lot, just on the
Mm-hmm.
off when we work, and we got a lot of we're intertwined business wise.
Mm-hmm.
We got like vending machines too.
Oh, okay.
We got a bunch of different like little businesses. So I talk to Ron all the time. I was just on the phone with him on the way over here. Got some events we planning too. I'll drop some of that later. But you know, so when he was telling me kind of like what they're doing over at Players Choice, I was just like, okay, like I know Ron already, so I know he thinking big, so I'm just like, okay, I see you. But when now and that was like 7, 8 months ago, and so now that I got involved, once again, shout out Ron, for
Mm-hmm.
bringing me on to the first Players Choice show. Shout
It's
out,
exciting, isn't it?
yeah, I'm just like, this is crazy. This is what he was talking
It
about.
gives
I'm
you a
like,
new lease of purpose to
yeah,
get things done. You're like,
this is really what y'all were talking about. He said I want to do all. I want to be able to have us. We have enough content to play like ESPN, like shows all day. And I was kind of like, okay, man, like that's fire, but you know, how I'm never the type to be like that's not possible. I'm just like,
I wanted to
how you gonna
pitch.
work that?
I wanted to pitch a show like this, like the one we're doing currently
Mm-hmm.
for Players Choice, and I still probably might and will. Just about maybe away from sports. Maybe it's just talking about this week
Mm-hmm.
tonight with Players Choice. Just going over the week's events, whether it be
Yeah.
in pop culture, the news, this, that, and the other. And that's something I would like to potentially have on Players Choice as well one day. But the way I got onto Players Choice, once again, you didn't ask. Uh, not that you asked. Uh, I
Not
had
that I give
told,
a fuck, Louis,
yeah,
but
I'd been telling. I'd always see Ron, and I knew he'd do the Player's Choice, and I'd
yeah,
always go up to him and be like, "We're not the same." Like,
yeah.
I just like joke around
We're
about the
not the
pod.
same with oh yeah, Shaq said yeah,
Yeah,
bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, like
and
not to
then
cut you off, but if you got ideas, you got to holler at those brothers. Like they really are doing something major. Like Shaq, he played EuroLeague, so he's super busy, but he got it up top. Like
mm-hmm,
they're really smart brothers. And like I said, I've been knowing them for almost 15 years now, and they always been special like that. So
mm-hmm,
if you got some ideas, I suggest holler at them. Even I'm not really sure how the business structure goes. Like I don't know who's in charge of everything,
mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
I
we
would
see
say
Shaq coming here. This is CEO Shaq.
well, yeah, I
We're
mean,
not doing
I know he's
that.
the I know that much, but I don't know like who plans
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
So I would suggest you holler at him.
I think I still will. But what I was saying was that he knows that I know about the podcast,
Mm,
and then I told him, "Oh, hey, I'm actually starting to do my own. If you have any tips." He hit me up the next day. He said, "We just started a footy one. If you want to
mm,
jump on,"
that's
I was like,
fire.
"I'll jump on episode." And I haven't missed an episode since episode 2. Been going since September. I would say I'm upset that it took me so long to get this one going,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Yeah.
but it's starting.
Yeah.
You're on episode 2 currently. I got the first one shot and edited.
Yo, that's fire, Lil. Yeah, I'm honored to be episode 2. I'm
I
honored.
appreciate you
Hey, for
coming on.
real.
Hey, and when Oxtails gets going,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
yo,
we not set on oxtails yet. Don't drop that to the people.
I thought we were going to eat oxtails. You said you had a place in
I'm
town.
see. I'm not gonna just. I can't sit around eating oxtails for every show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to lose a couple.
No, I never eaten
Yeah,
oxtails.
really.
Yeah,
I'm not getting on the freeway till later on. I might,
they have a spot here or
might go
something.
throw some. Nah, yeah, my kitchen.
Oh shit!
Yeah, stop playing.
You really are Chef Boyardee?
I told you to come through for what Thanksgiving or Christmas. Matter of fact,
Christmas?
it was Christmas. You was out of town, I think.
Oh yeah, I went to San Diego. I went
Yeah,
to San
yeah,
Diego. That
yeah.
was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, yeah. We thought, damn, my girl, she go crazy on the oxtails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Bobby, I might even just wrap it up there.
Okay.
I'm so grateful for you coming on, man. I
Yeah.
feel like we can shoot more. We can do a StreamYard one.
Yeah.
Once this gets regular up and going, we'll get it going. But I'm so grateful you came on,
Yeah.
man.
Right on, man.
I
Appreciate
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much. Go get a membership at Self-Made Contour.
Self-made couture.
So yeah, we're gonna put links in the description. Go sub up to Player's Choice. Go get your Big Ox merch. More inbound, and
More coming
yeah,
soon.
love and prosperity. Read a book.
Man, don't drink and drive, y'all. Love yourself.
Yes, sir.